student at Utrecht University earning my LLM. An LLM is a degree that you can get immediately after your JD or alternatively years into practicing law. It just lets you specialize in a particular field. And I'm obsessed with the ocean, and I found this program called Ocean Environment and Sustainability. Perfect match. So this is my thesis mini pitch. The proposal is due in a little bit, plenty of time, and I just wanted to share with everybody. So it's probably pretty clear to everyone that the world is in some dire straits. There's a lot of doomsday media, and it would seem that international law just totally supports capitalism and extracting from the environment and what has become, the sixth mass extinction and the destruction of the planet and more plastic in the ocean than fish, etc., 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 climate change, all the terrifying things, right? I mean, even when international law requires you to do an environmental impact assessment, it's basically just like, okay, how much environmental destruction are we cool with? Would you like to destroy the planet, our only home? Ah, that's an acceptable amount of destruction. Here's a permit. It makes no sense. And, drafters of international law have tried to remedy this. They've been slapping the word sustainable in front of other words like use and development, but they haven't actually given any deep thought as to what this means. And because terms like sustainable use and sustainable development are born in this system of capitalism and extraction and oppression and blah, 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 it's basically a false choice, right? It says you need to balance environment and economy. But that doesn't work, right? Like, obviously, look at the world. That does not work. It's a false choice. It's the wrong question. Because where does our economy come from, if not the environment? Literally everything we have comes from planet Earth. Okay, maybe we got a few moon rocks, but seriously, everything we have comes from this planet. So destroying the means to have an economy to keep making economy it's illogical. It drives me insane. And the reason we think of this balance of nature or economy is because Western society is based on like the original sin of false narratives, which is that man, right, and nature are separate, and that nature is only valued based on its utilization for man. And yes, I keep saying man. There's some ecofeminist perspective in here that I don't have time to get to, but seriously. The other issue with the man-nature divide and the economy-environment divide is that it's a dichotomy, right? We can save the environment or have an economy. And so this implies that any human activity is inherently harmful to the planet, right? Because you only get one or the other. But that's not how countless other cultures have lived. Countless other cultures have flourished in their habitat. So the legal question thus presents itself. How can we take the dominant legal paradigm that's currently destroying the planet and rapidly transform it to unite human activity with habitat and thus actually be sustainable? So I'm going to explore this question in my LLM thesis by looking at societal narratives and the Earth Law movement. This is, of course, going to include some history and psychology and probably some other things. But a lot of Earth Law. It's my favorite movement. I honestly think it's the only way we're going to survive as a species. Now, after I thoroughly critique international law, I think it's super rude to do a critique without providing some solutions. And I also think that as a society, we really need to start focusing on solutions more. because that is what actually gets people to act. So I'm going to provide some solutions. The first part of the solution is a little more abstract. It's a perspective shift, right? Which Earth Law totally facilitates. For example, if we start thinking of natural entities like rivers, sharks, whales, storms, as having a responsibility to fulfill their role in the ecosystem, that will help us understand our role in the ecosystem. So, in order to live sustainably, we just need to start asking the right questions. If we are something within the ecosystem, we need to look at how the ecosystem wants to support us. And how can we support it? Now, this is a totally radical change for legal thinking, but it will unite human activity with habitat and allow all life to flourish. So from there, I'm going to get more concrete, and I'm going to specifically look at our relationship with the ocean, because I love the ocean. I'm going to look at the United Nations Law of the Sea, which is from the 80s, and I'm going to provide us an approach to reimagine and reinterpret it. Specifically, looking to Earth Law, I'm going to use the Te Arara Act, which is legislation in New Zealand, as a guide for this sort of updated version of the Law of the Sea. And it doesn't necessarily need to be rewritten per se. It's going to be a method of reinterpreting what is written in a way that benefits humans and the environment, creates mutually beneficial relationships, right? Supporting each other. And so then getting even more concrete, I'm totally going to talk about restorative ocean farming and how it would fit really nicely into the new philosophy and to UNCLOS. Restoring habitats restores our humanity. And we really need that right now. So I'm going to put up on the screen my outline. You can totally pause the video to take a look at it if you really want to nerd out beyond what I've said. And any ideas, thoughts, comments, authors, things you think I should read, totally, please comment below. I'm very excited to hear what you all think. And yeah, if you think it's too idealistic, I will also say that Earth Law is the fastest growing legal movement in the world. And if we don't try to imagine a better future and disseminate such ideas, well, then we'll never have a better future because we can't imagine it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really look forward to hearing what y'all have to say. And yeah, have a great day.